I'm thinking out loud. Welcome to Thinking Out Loud, a podcast designed for real topics and honest conversations. Unfiltered. What are you doing?
Tickling you.
Why? 1, 2, 3. Welcome to Thinking Out Loud, a podcast designed for real topics and honest conversations. Unfiltered. We're Tash and George, your hosts of this show.
In today's world, discussing certain topics can often feel like navigating a minefield. It's easy to worry about saying the wrong thing or asking the wrong question, as it can lead to explosive reactions.
We created this podcast with the aim of running through that minefield for you guys. We want to pave the way for more transparent, honest, and unfiltered discussions. We want to express the thoughts that you might be having in your head, but are too afraid to say out loud. A brave sacrifice.
The range of topics we'll cover is broad and diverse. Mental health, healing, personal development, relationships, health and nutrition, sustainability, historical and cultural issues, and political and social justice matters. These topics can be difficult enough to just mention, let alone actually delve into them. We're committed to diving into subjects that matter to us, and we believe to you guys too. This includes exploring questions about how we can all contribute to making the world a better place.
What makes our podcast unique is that we're a long-term couple with no stone left unturned. We have built our relationship on a foundation of radical honesty and transparency, and this has been crucial in our own personal growth and in building a strong, conscious, and healthy relationship. And we want to let you in on that. We want this podcast to feel like just a conversation between friends. We're not talking at you or trying to teach you anything. We're just sitting around having a chat. Sometimes it's just a really deep chat.
And disclaimer, we're not necessarily experts in the topics we're going to be discussing. We're just passionate about learning, growing, critical thinking, and having thought-provoking conversations.
So who is this podcast for? It's for anyone and everyone who is interested in having open-minded, honest conversations about real topics, is willing to have their positions challenged and explore new ways of thinking, isn't afraid of controversy and taboos, and isn't afraid of authentic, unfiltered opinions and maybe a little bit of colourful language. So before we dive into our first podcast episode, let's get to know each other.
So who are we? We're Tash and George, a couple of 10 years from Queensland, Australia. We're passionate vegan foodies who love animals, being outdoors in nature, hiking, camping and travelling. We love to cook together and find new vegan cafes everywhere we go. We consider ourselves a conscious couple, which means we are committed to learning, growing, and evolving, both collectively and individually.
So a bit of background on who we are individually. I have a strong passion for psychology, human behaviour, personal development, holistic wellness, and embodiment. For the last 5 years, I have been working in the social work field, specialising in child protection, childhood trauma, and domestic and family violence. I have witnessed firsthand the effects of entrenched cycles of intergenerational trauma and deep inner wounds. As a first-generation Pakistani-Australian woman, after being ashamed of my heritage for years, I am finally loud and proud of my diversity and the strength that it brings me. So conversations relating to culture are very close to my heart. I am driven by my passion to be of service to others and our planet. I am vegan for the animals and try to live a sustainable and low-waste lifestyle. I also love to sing, so don't be concerned if I break into song mid-conversation.
And I have a strong interest in philosophy, science, politics, history and health. With an academic background in science, medicine and education, and 4 years experience working in private and public health systems as a cardiac physiologist. I have a lot of experience in lifestyle health and wellness from a physiological perspective, and I'm passionate about preventative healthcare. I also have a deep interest in philosophical and political matters that lead me down all kinds of midnight rabbit holes, learning about current and historical events. I try my best to view things objectively and critically, and take any opportunity I can to learn something new. Aside from that, I'm also a fan of fantasy video games, as well as sports like volleyball, soccer, and snowboarding.
So now you know us, our podcast, and our goals and objectives for this podcast. So whether you're listening to this from your car, in the gym, on a walk, or at home, get ready for some deep, bizarre, uncomfortable, relatable, and possibly fucked up chats. Let's go.